to please turn off your videos and microphones. Mr. Soumik Bhattacharyya is the machine learning lead in the Wipro Digital. He is an expert in machine learning and artificial intelligence. Sir has also in-depth knowledge of OCR technology. Since 2019, he is associated with Upgrade and provides career mentorship to students, along with the question preparation for the master degree program. He also holds a part-time lecturer position at IIT Bangalore. IEEE GCET Student Chapter is honored to have you here with Sir. Now, without any further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Soumik Bhattacharyya to commence the session.
Thank you, Nishi. Thanks for your nice introduction. So, I'll be going to present my screen. So, before getting into the talk, let me heartily welcome everyone for this session. And even I wish that you are staying safe now, and even your family is safe now as well. So today I am going to present, as Nishi was explaining, that on the robotics introduction on AI. Yes, obviously. So might be you will be having question on the topic. Like I will be going to share what is the main difference between the robotics and other things. I will ask the volunteers, Nishi, Mate, and everyone who is here. So if they can post the chat, and please let me know. So someone is having question before we end the session. So it will be much easier for you people also get connect with the presentation and even with me. So with this small note, I want to start my screen share.
एक मिनट भाई, बट ये एक मिनट YouTube पे अभी स्ट्रीम चालू हो गया मेरा, बट ये YouTube पे कुछ और ही दिखा रहा है.
I hope my screen is visible.
लैग होता है क्या ये थोड़ा, है ना?
Okay. So let us get into the session. So here today, with this small note, I want to start my screen share. As Nishi has already explained that this is little bit change in the designation, obviously. So recently I got a little bit of promotion in my organization. So I'm working with the Wipro Homes R&D. Hope my screen is visible.
लैग होता है क्या ये थोड़ा, है ना?
So this is the overview for today. So let us get into the session. So here discussing on what is the AI and robotics difference, and what are the in the AI, why that is called AI, and why that is called robotics. So generally we people think like that a robot is a kind of a who will be doing as a kind of a human. So like that we think as a robot, but there is a huge difference between that. So those things I will be coming to you, showing you what are the AI robots, what are the only robots. So these two difference I will be making it to you. And where the AI robot is used in the industry. So it is mostly in the automobile industry and the e-commerce industry. And there are many examples. So those things I will be covering, not covering in this session, but maybe if you have any questions so that I can ask. So I will prefer, like suppose if I'm ending this one, I will take a pause and I will try to take the questions from you guys. Next, moving into, I will be showing you like how image processing, like it will be helpful to do the things on the robotics. Like how, suppose I have to recognize someone from your volunteer. As a human, I can do that. As a robot, how they are able to do these things. So those things I will be getting into those. And moving upon, I will say that, so there are two big, very basic difference between bot and a robot. So we generally think that these two things are the same, but that is not. So I will be telling you what is the basic difference between these two things. So giving the overview, I will be getting into the presentation. So is robotics a part of AI? Yes or no? I will say that yes, is a robotic a part of AI? This is, I will say, oh, let me change the pen color. It will be much easier for you to understand. Okay. So you might be, I will say this as yes. Is AI a part of robotics? I will say that yes. Both of them are yes. Then you might get confused. Sure, what I am telling, like there is no difference between it. Yes, there is a difference between those things. What is the difference in these two terms? I will be coming to this part. So moving on, I just wanted to show one picture. So where AI robots are getting intersected. So this is AI and this is robots. So whenever this are getting intersected, we call those things as a AI robot. AI robot means those who are able to think and they have the intelligence. So suppose something is moving and doing the repetitive work. So those things are robot. Suppose if you ask some of your housemates and they are doing the same work day and night. So they are not having any intelligence. So they are, I will say, call that those kind of people are robots. Even like in our day to day, I will show you some example. Like suppose I am opening one machine. That is a machine. And even some repeated work. So if I'm doing something, so those kind of things are robots. I will come to the example. So I will say that repeated work, and AI with some thinking. So I am not sure if you guys have watched one movie. It was in 2010 by Rajnikant sir. So he has made one robot. So that is called a AI robot. Basically, a kind of a AI robotics into it. So it is actually able to think. It is having emotions. So that actually reflects that robot is having some intelligence to think what to do next, taking the command from someone, and to think whether that should be good for to do or not. So suppose when we are getting the teaching, so we generally take the teaching and we try to think whether that should be good thing or not. So that's how we generally think it. So that is what he has developed. So that is called the AI robot. But that is in the movie. But movie and real life there's a huge difference. That is for entertainment, but actual scenario that is different. Like we don't see those kind of robots in our day-to-day life, but we see AI robots. So those things I will be coming to. But the shape generally, if you think a robot paints a kind of a with some hand to legs like that, we think of. But actually, the AI robots doesn't look like that. I will come to this part. So with this, I wanted to put some examples. Like suppose if you see, this is the street light. Street light means I will say signal. So there, if you see, like it is a kind of a robot. When you are driving a car and you see there is 125 second. So what you will do? You will just hold there. So what it is doing? It is just giving you is some kind of notification that at an interval time, like it is generally 180 seconds, and other two routes. If the route is like this, route is like this. So here it is the signal. It is like 180 they have given. Here also they have given 180. So on 180 interval, they are interchanging like this, green and red. So there is any intelligence into it. Suppose in this case, what happens? Like suppose this road is fully free, and this road is too much heavy. Traffic is there. So what we can do here is that, excuse me. So what we can do here is that to intelligently put something so that this traffic get cleared easily. So opening this one for 180 seconds for every time, it is not significant. So generally, the engineer came up with some other robotics approach. So what is that robotics approach? They thought of, okay, in the morning time, this is little bit easy. So see, this is they are trying to put some intelligence into it. It is little bit busy. Okay, let us put this one holding time to around 90 seconds, and this one keep this as 180 seconds. So that this is so kind of human intelligence is put here. So again, it is doing the same repeated work, 90 seconds and 80 seconds, 90 and 180 seconds. So it is the same repeated. There is no intelligence into it. So in 2018, there was one like in Electronic City in Bangalore. So Siemens has developed some AI approach for this signal. So I will come to that part later. Okay. So this many people have a very good habit of traveling on highways, and they are having a very good experience on the highway. So in 2000, I will say that in 2019. So when we used to travel, we used to give money or cash or with some credit card, we used to pay at the toll. But now it has got changed to FASTag. So I hope everyone is aware of this. So what it is doing? So it is again a robot. So when you are going there, the FASTag chip is reading from here, and it is sending it to your bank, and it is checking whether you are balanced or not. And it is again coming back to here, and it is saying that okay, you can open the gate for him. So that is the scenario here. So see, so suppose if you don't have any money in your bank, so will you not be able to travel? So these are the only robots, I will say, that doing the repetitive work. It is a kind of a hamper thing for us. Like we sometimes feel like that maybe we are not able to get the perfect expected what we are expecting. So this kind of thing. So there are some of the part it is used in the automobile, I will say, manufacturing industry. So you might be seeing here that the cars, what they are doing it here. They are generally doing it means, I will say, they're assembling some part and kind of like it's a kind of repetitive. So one car is coming, so they have give for 50 cars. So cars are coming, so it is just fitting. So just what they are doing it here, they are replacing humans. And they are just doing the repetitive work. So one thing, if you can recall, I was telling you something about your housemate, what they are doing it. They are doing the repetitive work. Okay, so to remove the repetitive work, so it is being used like this way. So I wanted to, I hope till this it is clear to everyone. I will go to a little bit far on the, I will say, on the software robot. So what is the software robot? This Zomato app, you guys might be using this Zomato app. So previously in 2010 also, if we consider 2010, like that time we used to go to shop and to buy something. Now sitting at your home, you can order your food. Sitting at your home, you can order or else you can book a taxi. So that is what? What is that called? So that is the software robot. So what is it? So it is using the software to find out which is the nearest taxi or which is the nearest, I will say, any restaurant. So you are able to place the order there. So this is a kind of robot. So as I was telling, I hope you guys are getting a little bit confused why this kind of things are coming out. So this kind of a part of robots. Robots in the sense, like they are just searching whichever is near to you. That can be done by a human as well. But for that, we need to step out. So during this time, suppose if we see this during this pandemic time, we are not stepping out. No? So what it is doing, it is just helping us to guide us whether there is any kind of restaurant is there or any kind of taxes are there or not. And again, and many people are aware of this application. So what is this? This is the Argashatu app. So what it is doing, suppose one person is coming near to you and he is having COVID. So it is actually notifying you. So suppose this person doesn't inform Argashatu that he is having COVID, or he is having some COVID symptoms. So then the Argashatu will not be able to know. And even it will be not be so much intelligent to judge whether you can get affected with the COVID or not. So you might have seen many people are getting affected with with COVID, and many people are not getting affected with COVID also. So how those things are happening? So this kind of things are like that. So moving over. I hope till here it is clear. I will take the question. Just I wanted to finish few examples on the AI stuff. What are those things? So here is the examples of AI. AI is kind of like if you see predicting the revenue. So today, if you have one shop and today the sale is suppose 7. Suppose if you are selling pen. Today it is 7, next day it is 8, next day it is 9, next day it can come to 7 also. So graph is going like this. So if you want as a human, if you can predict it, so suppose this is the point number 1 and this is the point number 4. So what will be the 5th point? As a human, it is easier. So we can say that it will be 8. And next, if you have to predict for the 6, it will be 9. Anyone can say like that. So this is what the putting the intelligence. So as a human, if we are putting the intelligence, we are able to predict what will be the next number. So that goes same thing with AI. So AI, it is just what is called the artificial intelligence. So just here we are trying to put some artificial intelligence. So what we can do, we can work with some of the mathematical term and kind of like suppose nowadays you are working with some straight line equation. I hope everyone here, those who are, if they are attending from schools and schools also, they know what is the equation of the straight line. So you know that straight line goes like this. And suppose this is the point 1, x1 and y2. And if you do know these things, always 2 point is required to build a straight line equation. And if it is point number 3, you can be able to understand what will be the point number 3 because you know the equation of this one. So with this equation, you will be able to figure out. Okay. So this is all like that is goes same thing with the revenue. With some algorithm we can detect. So this thing, if we incorporate this things to a robot. So robot, I am trying to mean this kind of humanoid robot. They can predict that what will be the next one. You can teach the robot. So like suppose teaching the robot is called the machine learning. So robot is nothing but this is a machine. So when we are teaching the robot, that is called the machine learning. So that's what it is. And even nowadays we are working on the future drug discovery. So kind of we humans, what we are trying to do, like when we are struggling with the COVID, we are trying to discover the drug at what place. So suppose many people in India, they were actually saying that, okay, you take paracetamol, that will be enough for you. So if you are taking that medicine, okay, that is good for you. Take some vitamin D, that is good. So how that is coming? That is coming from human intelligence. But if we try to put some AI on top of it, So it becomes a artificial intelligence. So with some artificial means taking the information of the prior with the human knowledge, there we can able to predict that what medicine that he should take. Huh. And here is one example of COVID app. So you can do a Google search of this COVID app. So what is this COVID app they are doing? So COVID app, it is just doing, like suppose you might have seen this when I was going through this Arogya Setu app. So what I was telling you, because it is just going from means person to person, and if you are getting affected with COVID, that will be you will be able to know that one. But here, COVID app, what it is doing, it is just doing. Suppose this two person is there. I'm just drawing it like that. This person inform COVID app that I am getting some COVID symptoms. COVID symptoms is informing like that. What COVID app will do, suppose both of them has come closer to each other. So what he will do, he will try to understand based on his medical history, whether he will be able to get some COVID or not, yes or no. So this kind of things, when it is doing, it is known as the kind of putting some intelligence. So even going to the doctor, so doctor is using that intelligence. So here, this COVID app is putting some intelligence based on the human's behavior or nature. Then they can understand like whether they have any kind of, will they get any kind of a symptoms or not. So with this thing, I want to take a pause from you. So I want to take some questions from you guys. Hello. Any question from anyone?
If anyone have any of the questions, you can post it in your chat box.
Emma? Okay. I can see one question. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I can see one question. Yes, yes. Now I can see multiple questions.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, good. Future repeated. Future repeated. The question is not clear. Like, See, Kovi app, this is actually done in the country Canada. So what they have done, they have collaborated with our team and they wanted to get some app out of it so that they can develop some intelligent thing. Like if you tell the people, like what in India, what happens, like like a kind of people are actually trying to, I will say that went out and we had a kind of a second wave in India. And but in this type of things, it happens. Like if suppose if you are doing this kind of restriction for the people, they will not be, I will say, that interested or they will not be willing to follow your orders. So this kind of OB what it is helping you, like to alert you beforehand and tell you that whether you can get a kind of a symptoms or not based on a medical history. So it's not like if you put everyone in the inside behind the door. So it will not help you. Okay. So this is what the Kobe app was doing. Which type of media is used? Let me make one mind control. So this kind of Devaraj. Okay. So this kind of motors are used. So and model language for AI for beginning. So I will say that for those who are doing the AI for beginning, Python language is more important nowadays because if you see the TensorFlow and everything, it is there in Python. And other than that, like if you see, there are Go language also developed by Google. Some other language, Julia language also, those things are coming up. But that will take time to get stabilized. In 5 to 10 years. Okay. See, Dhruv Patel. So it's a very good question, I will say. So in 5 to 10 years, I will say that this AI will get into the more into the medical domain. Like if you see last 5 years, they have worked on the image processing. They have worked on the, I will say that kind of audio processing, like Alexa. If you see, so those kind of things are AI things, no? And if you get into more into 5-10 years more, no? Now already from last year. This medical domain, this healthcare domain is coming up. So AI will move into that domain, domain specific it will be. So AI is, I will say, more or less, it will be same. It's image, text, and text means NLP, and another thing is sciences. It will be all more or less same. Okay. But the domain, it will be getting affected. Negative effect of AI. So this is very good question again. So negative effect of AI, it will be like we will be getting dependent on the machine. Organization, AI robotic working in India. See, the organization wise, I will say that mostly on the TIF, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, they are working on this. IISc also, this kind of, they are working on the robotics. In India, industry wise, robotics, I will come to this, where in the industry it is used. I will come to this part. So those kind of industry, if you go, you can obviously get an opportunity to work on the robotics. But mostly I will say robotics, AI, if you wanted to work on, then you have to go to, I will say, Germany or European countries mostly. But in India, US, if you see, they are mostly into AI things. Which subject is important if mechanical to study AI? I will say mathematics, Vivek. Mathematics is the important. if you're, in your opinion, how will AI impact application development? See, many things are coming out now. In application development means we have developed like so we are actually developing UI, user interface, backend. So with intelligence, we are doing this. So taking our intelligence, it is actually able to predict like what kind of things it is required, and even it is trying to do in such a way that how the people can do it little bit more. So in the application development, obviously they are writing codes, means AI for codes. So those things are coming up. So application development will really, I don't know now it will be possible or not, but in near future, obviously this will be possible. It is AI. Because nowadays it is a more. So I will say that I have no idea on this Dart. I will say that mostly people are working with Python, and over Python, as I was telling you, the two languages. So those two languages are useful, but it will take time. What is the difference between machine learning and artificial intelligence? So machine learning is suppose if you are trying to learn the machine, like suppose in the robot, like if you are trying to learn the robot, you're actually helping them to learn like how we are doing. Like suppose if I am seeing you, Solanki, I am seeing you, I recall you. So it's a kind of human kind of learning, correct? So if I'm trying to give this learning to a machine, the same thing it is happening. Okay, so this is called the machine learning. Okay, and suppose if you go to AI, AI what it is? AI it means like that putting some intelligence. So suppose I can know you, so but what I will do beyond that? So that is the intelligence. So suppose whom to recall you, whom to remember, whom not to remember. So suppose Solanki, you are a very good friend of mine. I should remember you more. And but I met you in one road. I can recognize you, but I should not remember you if I have met you on the road. So these are the two differences between artificial intelligence and machine learning. So machine learning helps the machine to learn the things, and to artificial intelligence helps you to whether to remember that person or not. So intelligent wise. So whenever you are thinking some AI, just think upon, I will say that on a human perspective. About used drug delivery in medicine, especially okay, cancer. Yes, that's true. And even in the e-commerce also, it is doing this. Like in India, I will say that this is not possible because in India, you know how much crowded we are. So that's how it is not possible. But obviously, this is getting possible in other respects. Helping defense system. So this is a big question. So it's a good point, Tejas. Good point in the sense. Good point in the sense. Till now, in the defense, nothing is being there that it should be able to do something on the defense. So that's why in the defense there is a big question. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Let me go with my presentation. Yeah, Nishi, are you telling something?
So we had some more questions on YouTube too, as we are live on YouTube. So there participants have asked some questions on YouTube.
Okay, sure.
So should I cover it now or you will cover it last?
Okay. Basically, Nishit, this is the interesting part. Next, I will be showing something that is like more into the AI and robotics. But now it is the point. You can tell me.
Okay. So, sir, first question is from Anurag Sen. He's asking, do robots generally use deep RL or we can use some other algorithms?
No, basically here was one question. So he was asking what is the difference between machine learning and AI. So basically it learns machine learning algorithms like SVM and other things, is linear regression, logistic regression. So with those things we can even learn the machine. So that is what not only deep learning is required. Yes. Next question, please.
Okay, so next question is also from Anurag Singh. He is asking, what are your views on generative pre-trained transformer 3 by OpenAI? Will we able to see it in commercial working?
See, generative transformer, like I will say, 2 years back, I was working on this transformer thing. It is mostly used in the, I will say, NLP kind of thing. Yes, that will be obviously helpful. And OpenAI, if it is OpenAI, then you can use it for your commercial purpose also. Yes. Next.
Yes, sir. Next question is from Darshan Bajania. He is asking, what are the limitations of AI robotics? As AI, it is always thought as to overcome the limitations of other existing technology.
So see, one thing I like to tell you, like AI robotics, na? So mostly we are thinking in that way. Robots means with some humanoid hand or something like that. But actually, it is not like that. So that is what the difference it is. So that's what I wanted to tell you.
Okay, sir. We have also one more question. Maybe it's the last one for now. It is from Dhruv Patel. He's asking, sir, in USA, artificial intelligence robots is used to deliver pizzas by Domino's. Can we do this in India too?
Yes, obviously. Someone here only is asking this kind of thing. Na? Means it is in India like I will say it's we can do it in India, but it has to be more. Like suppose, let me give you one example. Like suppose I am staying in Bangalore, na. So suppose if I go to some part of Delhi, old Delhi. I will not know the roads. It will take me around 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to go through the roads and understand this. So that is what it will be. So then for machine, how much it will take? In US, in even I will say in Bangalore, certain part is organized. Even in I am from Kolkata, certain part is organized. Those part can be done. But this kind of things, it will be difficult, I will say. So that's what. We need to be more organized, then we can use the AI. And someone is asking now it will increase the unemployment in India. Obviously, no, because I will say that AI is a huge journey. I can see that in 10 years down the line, AI will be struggling still. Because what we humans have done so long years, AI can't do this within few years. Means even 10 years also, it is a very small span. Okay. Over to you, Nishi. Are you there?
Okay, sir. Sir, can I continue with your other presentation part?
Yes, sure. I'm continuing. So this is just an example. What I am trying to say is that like where we can find a product with AI and robot. So someone was asking me a question that whether everything can be implemented. Sir, no. Until now, this kind of robotics, like what it is doing, it is just mopping your floor. This means with some intelligence. Intelligence means it can understand if there is any obstacle or not. It is clearing the dirt, like where there is here little bit more dirt. So that is it is doing it. I will say that this is a small kind of things it is able to do, but there is a huge long way to go. So this is just a small product what we can see in AI. Other than that, some part is doing it. I will come to this part, other part. So this is just one small example I have given. So this thing I will not play here. I will just give you a kind of a link. So those who are on YouTube or in some Nishi, it will be better if you can post the link in the YouTube link as well. Because if I play this video, it will be not kind of, it's a YouTube video.
Okay, sir. I will post.
Okay, please post this thing.
Yes, sir.
So you will be seeing some video that the car is getting driven. So I will go to my board session. I will try to explain this thing. Basically, how this is being done. So let me go with this. So you might be seeing that one car. Let me draw the car like this. This is a car, and it is actually moving this one, and it is going with some car. It is being given. Like suppose today this is my home and I am starting to drive the car and I am going to office. And my path is like this way I can go. So this is one repeated task we are doing every day. Correct? Maybe with some intelligence we have to do this thing. Why? Because on the road there might be some kind of, I will say that some kind of like obstacle. There might be some roadblock. There might be people walking on the road. There might be some traffic jam. There might be some street traffic signal. So many things are there. There may be some roadblock and it is telling, do not take this path, take this path. So like that way it is doing. So what we are using? We are using our intelligence to go from home to office. So the same thing, if we will be saying the car is moving from here to here. So you might be seeing I'm just posting some NVIDIA video. So you will be saying that, Soumik, in that presentation you have shown some logo from Tesla, but you are showing some NVIDIA video. Why? Yes, Tesla is for a company. So what they are using? They are using the NVIDIA GPUs to do this processing. Do this processing in the sense, kind of like whenever, like you might be seeing there is lanes. So in the lanes, if you have, if you are trying to do, like suppose in this kind of things, when the car is moving, it is actually trying to detect the lane. How they are detecting it? With the open CV, and I will say that kind of a edge detection. Edge detection. How it is done? Like suppose you might be seeing this is the white line, or maybe this is the yellow line. With that, this is a dark. So you can understand there is a edge. So here also, like suppose I have drawn this line, where is the edge? So I can understand, like if I just suppose if I draw this a little bit thicker, so I can understand this is the edge. Let me change the color. So you can understand this is the edge, correct? So this is what it is. Like if you are able to understand this is the edge, so that's how the car is able to understand. So that's how it is trained. So you might be thinking that there might be some other things, like suppose might be some potholes. So there might be something else. So all those things, like it is why it is NVIDIA GPUs. Like NVIDIA GPUs, it is able to capture those things. Like if you see, like if there is a potholes, suppose if there is a kind of people are walking on the road, suppose there is an obstacle, you might be saying it is actually making some green boxes. Green boxes means, let me do it in this way. You might be saying they are making some green boxes. That means that it is safe. So suppose if it is making some red boxes, it is said as it is not safe. So that's how the car, what it is doing, it is just slowing down. I will say that it is slowing down. Slowing down. So that's how it is done. And even like suppose if you see in this way, kind of it is from here, it is about to turn. What it is doing, it is just taking the map from the Google map. So, and it is telling that, okay, there is a turn and you take this road. So those kind of things. Suppose if you are traveling here and suppose you have to take this road, Google is suggesting this road. What you do? You are with your intelligence, you are trying to go this way. So mind it. So this one here to here, a robot can do this thing. But from understanding this, which way to go, understanding from the map, how to go there. So that is, I will say that it is with respect to robot. Basically with respect to AI, how to do it. So that's what the AI, it is being implemented here. Okay. And coming over to my next one, again I wanted to give some video link. So I'm not playing this here. I wanted to, this is again from a YouTube. Nishi, please help me with this.
Yes, sir. I will share this too.
So he is telling that, sir, can AI robotics help us to manage on other planets like Mars? Sir, already we are means I will say that astronauts are trying this. Okay. So it will be in the, this is in the e-commerce industry. So I was telling you something on the e-commerce side, how it is being done, I will tell you. So suppose you place a order. This is just an example what I am giving you as a YouTube video. Suppose if you place an order in Amazon or Flipkart, wherever it is. So what it is doing, so it is going to your, suppose I am from Bangalore, it is going to the Bangalore hub and it is checking whether I have that order or not. Whether, suppose I am opting for some laptop. So from that laptop, suppose laptop L1, is it available in PLR or not? So it will go to main hub. Suppose main hub is Mumbai. So it will go there and it will check that whether this is available or not. Suppose if it is not in Mumbai, generally it also tries to do, it will go to the nearest hub. I will say, suppose the nearest hub is Chennai. So it will check whether it is available in Chennai or not. And it will try to say that, okay, if it is not in Chennai, suppose it will go to New Delhi. So like that will do the search. So it's kind of a main hub, it will search whether it is at the main hub or not, because from here transferring goods to every other location is very helpful and it is very fast. So that's how it is being done. From BLR to Chennai to New Delhi, maybe. In New Delhi also this is not available. So it is actually available in, I will say that, near at USA. So they generally, whenever you open this one, you find out that there is a 14. So you might be wondering that how this 14 date come, like 14 days left out. Like if you wanted to get this one, it will be like in 14 days, you will be getting this one. So how this is possible? So this is due by this process. So we are not able to see this thing. See here, AI is so much fast, within a fraction of a second, it is able to tell you within how many days you can get the order. Like from Bangalore, my PIN ID is this one. With this PIN ID, if I check, it will be able to figure out how many days it will be left out for that order to receive. So it's not like that we every time go and update this in our thing. So this is one thing. So whenever the order is being placed, what it does, suppose if it is mostly in India, I will say in Bangalore it is available. So generally I place an order for laptop. So laptop is in row 1. Let's consider it row 1. What it will do, it will take the laptop out and it will go to the boxing, then packaging, and whenever it is done, it will come out and it will say that it is ready to ship. So here you see, when I'm placing one order, I'm not actually using humans to tell me that whether I'm where to go and take the order out. So that's why whenever you are placing the order, suppose in laptop and other things, you are getting it delivered in the next day, maybe 2 days later. But previously it was like 10 days, like that. There is no stock, people used to say. But now it is totally different. Okay. So that's what I wanted to tell you. If you have time, you can see the video. Okay. Moving over to, I will say that on the image processing. So as I was telling you that I will be telling something on the image processing. Okay. So these are the few key things like I wanted to tell you. Let me take some of the red pen, that will be easier. So this guy, like suppose when we see one human, this guy, if I see him today, so I will be able to recall him. Means I will say that next day, I was telling you, next day if I see him, like I will be able to recognize him. We are actually helping our brain to learn this thing. So that's how. So what we generally do, we generally see his eyebrows, his eyes, nose, and mouth, and what is the shape of his face. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So human can be recognized with 7 features. So we humans also recognize someone with the 7 features. So this is called a human learning. I can call it as HL. So whenever you are trying to learn the machine, so suppose if it is a robot, then it can be I will say that machine learning. So that's way. Okay. So these are the key points when it is being joined. So machine, anyway, machine is not an intelligent. We have to make them intelligent. Okay. So with this machine learning approach, we can make them intelligent. So this is on the face recognition. Coming over to the human recognition. So mostly nowadays, I will say that this kind of open pose, you can do a Google search of this open pose. So you will get some of the things like how this key points are being, like I was telling on the human key points, face key point. So these are on the I will say that human things like how they can be recognized. So there are around 17 key points from where it can be recognized the human. And even whether it is human or not. Same things goes with the, I will say that if it is a car, if it is a tree, maybe not with the same number of points, but it is. So all of this are being used in the automobile industry. Okay. And this is one thing I like to tell you, like we are able to like this kind of gesture recognition. Like you might be seeing in some of the cars, like in Mercedes, if you see, they are telling like when you are sitting in front of they are doing like this. And even in machine also, like suppose today if I do hi, it will understand hi, but it will not understand this is a bye. So this is called a gesture recognition. With what we are able to do this? So with, I will say that with machine learning, we are training the machine with this kind of gesture. So suppose if we are doing this kind of pattern, it is able to figure out. So this kind of pattern. So this kind of pattern it is able to figure out. Then this kind of what they are trying to say. So this all are kind of machine learning approach, and it is actually helping the robot or whatever you do it. So if you go in front of someone, if you do this kind of thing, wow, this is great. If you go to robot, it will not. It has in the machine learning approach, it has this understanding. This is a pattern. That means that he is telling wow. Suppose he has taken some food. He is giving this wow response. So this kind of things it is happening. Okay. So I will take questions from you. Nisha, I hope there is no question till now. One on bot and robot, I will try to say you something, then I will take all the questions from you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So there is few things you might be thinking like this is a kind of means Alexa and even this is a robot. So what is the difference between these two things? So if you see Alexa, only you can tell this kind of, I will say that only you can give command, voice command. Voice command you can give. How is it working? I am coming to this part, how part. How part, I will not take it here. I will take it on the whiteboard session. So these are this you all know, these are all the microphones. It is taking your audio and it is converting to the text and it is doing the NLU, natural language understanding, and it is giving you the output. Output in the sense, it is telling you, like suppose if you are making any question, so it is able to answer those things. And these are the things it is doing. It's a kind of like your helper kind of thing you can tell. This is robot. This is bot, means we can call it as chat bot. Or like suppose if you go somewhere and there is a kind of a chat bot, like you do not have to speak with the agent. If you speak with the chat bot, it will be able to give you the answer. What is robot? Robot is this is one of the feature of the robot. One of the feature of the robot. And suppose the image processing I am telling you now. So gesture recognition, suppose if I am doing this kind of things, like I am making some gesture in front of the robot, it will be able to understand those things. So AI robot, I want to tell you, like it is basically like if you are telling some information to him or her, then I will say that to the robot, then it will be able to understand in what are the input mode. It's a kind of this is the text, this is the audio. Audio is one, another one is image. So these are the two input. At present, there is no such kind of things. It can understand the touch and those kind of things. So that is not gone too far, I will say. Suppose we understand the touch. We have 5 senses. So those kind of senses, I will say that it has not been developed. So that's when I was coming to my lecture, at the last point, that it has not come to that point. It can understand so many things. Like it cannot feel. So though this thing, we are able to teach them audio and image. So somewhere many people were asking me that what will be the next in 5 or 10 years. Yes, these are the things we have to more work on. Like in the 5 years, I can see it is going towards the medical domain little bit more. But with the help of humans. But robot, I will say robot or robotics, it has not gone to that far so that it can replace humans. So that is not at all possible. Okay. So with this, I just wanted to show you about this Alexa. How does this Alexa work? So as I was telling you the audio part, that everyone knows. So suppose here some of you are from computer science background. I will say that it is for them only. If you take it, that will be easier for you to help to understand. Others, please do not mind, because I will be going little bit on the computer science technical domain little bit more. So you can understand just here. So there you have gone through database, correct? Database, or generally we call it as DB. So it can be of RDBMS. Okay, but over that there are few kinds of data. That is called MDBMS. Okay, so RDBMS is like this. And coming to this, just giving you the overview. This is a 2D table. Suppose if it is a n-dimension table. So kind of a like suppose if you wanted to some data in a financial level. So those things are n-dimensional. So then we use this multi-dimension database management system. But if it is a graph DB, you know. So suppose this is a node. So from this node, it can be connected. So this is the parent node, I will say. This is the node 1. I can write it down, node 2 or node 3. Okay, so we can write it down like this. Here, what you can do is that, so GraphDB is such kind of database. So here, let's suppose searching is very easy. But if you go here, searching is little bit time taking. Here also it is little bit efficient, but not efficient like this. This is over the n-dimension. Suppose it can have, suppose if I am telling you, I am telling Alexa. So Alexa, play Arijit Singh. So it has multiple things. So if you say play, so it understands as music. So it has music node. So we can call this as, I will say that music node. And music node, and it will go to the music node, and from that node it will try to understand where is this Arijit Singh. Arijit Singh, there is this one. So it will go to Arjit Singh and it will try to play. Suppose they are the most popular and viewed, I will say that view song, whenever it will play. Like in YouTube also, if you go, what happens? Like all the search engine, like today, what you are searching in YouTube. Today, what you are searching on Google. So previously, they used to do this with RDBMS. So now you'll be seeing that time is getting so many data. They are able to pull it out within fraction of second, not even a second also. How they are able to do it? This is the search engine. So this is, I will say, maybe it will say that it is a kind of AI we are doing towards the AI, but it is not, I will say, that machine learning kind of thing. We are making the machine learn. This is, many people call it out as only SVM, only those kind of things like linear regression, logistic regression, deep learning. These things are done, but that is done. But this thing is helpful to make you understand. Like in our brain, what happens? Like if you say play Arjit Singh, so we can understand. Play means some music we have to hear. So with that music, we will be able to do this thing. So that's what it is, as I said. So with this thing, I wanted to take a pause and I wanted to take your questions here. So over to you. Yes.
Yes, sir. So we have some questions.
Let me just finish this one. Few of the questions I can AI robot help us to another. Okay, is there any change in technology in the future? So see, AI technology, I will say that it is improving slowly. Na? So hacking comes, I will say, after so many have improved a huge, I will say. So that I will say that is not in the track, I will say. Not anyone is thinking on that. First you need to develop it and then you can think of the hacking part. Okay. Facebook non-stop block bomb and what we have now. This part is not Facebook non-stop bomb and what problem we have now. Okay, this question is not clear. Okay, you can go ahead. So you just cleared the question what you are typing so that I can understand better. This question, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
You can go ahead. So let us take the questions who are on YouTube.
Yes, sir. So, first question is from Harsh Patel. He's asking, can we use deep GANs to generate complete 3D simulation of any place or location? Like how much processing would it require to train such kind of model?
See, there are obviously possibility for 3D CNN and other thing. So we can do this, but at present with the use of NVIDIA GPUs and other things, it is, I will say that it is still not possible yet. Still not possible. So suppose let me give you one example. Like few days back, I have seen like suppose this is a 28. Suppose this is a 100 cross 100. So means there are how many pixels? Sorry, let me do it in this way. 100 cross 100. So it will be how many pixels will be there. So this is this amount. If you flatten this thing, so flatten means this kind of things if you do, then what will happen in this scenario? So many kind of features we will be having. If you have so many features, and if you wanted to input into the ANN, so that is not possible. So that's why this CNN came into the picture. Then there is a 3D CNN. So many things. So there is a GPUs are available. So many things are actually helping us to do this. But I will say that those things still not been. So suppose in this case, like in practical scenario, if you wanted to train an AI, so with this simple machine, I will say with CPU level machine, it would have taken around 100 of years it will take. But we are able to reduce that time with the CNN, with this GPUs, we are able to reduce this time. So that is what. But that is, I will say that not in picture, like it will be working on it. Yes. Next question, please.
Yes, sir. Next question is from Armando Antonio. He is asking, how safe are self-driving cars?
How safe? Yes, like if you go on some of the videos in YouTube also, there means even Tesla is not supporting. Suppose if you are driving the car, it is telling that you have to put your hands on top of that steering wheel as well. Huh? And if you're not putting it for 15 seconds, it will start beeping. So this kind of things are there because we are okay with the self-driving car. Huh? It can drive us, but anything can happen. Huh? So suppose I was seeing one video in YouTube as well. So there are around 20 videos they have taken, and they are actually saying that in 2 videos they are actually saying that self-drive car they are able to not perform well, and the man died. In that case, in one case the man died, and another case the man got saved. Means with I will say that got saved. So if you consider this like 2 out of 20, that is mean 10%. There is a drop in accuracy. 90% it is accurate. So in other case also, if you see, like in some of the cases it happens, like suppose if you are driving on the road and somewhere you get missed of something. So in that case, Tesla is helping in this kind of scenarios. But still it will take time. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Next
sir.
question.
Yes, sir. Next question is from Prince Patel. He is asking, Elon Musk say that AI is likely to overcome human in 5 years. So I think it will be dangerous for many fields of human. Am I right?
This question, it will be, someone has asked that. So again, answering this thing, like it will not be overcome by AI, what I can see. At present, it will not be overcome, but it is not a dangerous for human society. We can be rest assured for 10 years, nothing can overtake humans. It is not possible. Next question.
Okay. Next question I am reading from the chat box only.
Okay.
That is from AK99. Which software is used to build AI and ML?
Okay. This thing I can. Which software is built to AI and ML? See, software it's not like that. It's on the coding part. As I was telling you, Python coding. Okay. So another question. Okay, this one let me understand. Bob and Alice are. So this question is not clear. Can block coding be easy way for AI? This is not right, I will say, myth. This is not right. But mostly I will say that Python is an interpreted language. So in AI or ML, like if you go on writing so many codes, it is not suggested. Like in C++, like you might have seen, the hash include so many lines you have to write it down. But in Python, it is an interpreted language, so that's how it is useful. The various branches of AI. Yeah, good. See, I will say that this kind of things, branches in AI, it differs. So mostly if you take AI, AI is the topmost one. And within AI, this machine learning comes. And let me just tell you what are the different branches if you can consider. One is image processing, another one is NLP, and another one is time series prediction. So these are the broader branches. So all of these branches are being done with, I will say that, with the different domains. Domains means BPS domains. Like when you will come to the industry, and if someone is from industry also, for them they know this thing for the BPS domain, and even someone who is working on the, like now me, I'm working on the medical domain. This kind of things. Or suppose if you see on the means, let me tell you, okay, in the kind of a entertainment domain. So if you see that VFX, so what is that? So again, we are using this image, some of part of audio, we are doing that. So these are the things what I can tell you. Okay. Yes. That is a different domain altogether. Use AI. That is a different one. Cryptography is a kind of reducing something. So that is different thing. It is not a part of AI at all. Yes. Anything?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Any questions?
Yes, sir. We have one more from Harsh Patel. He's asking, have you used OpenAI API? How to get access to GPT-3 API?
See, GPT-3, OpenAI, when you are telling till GPT-2, it is available, it is possible, but GPT-3 still it is in the development mode. See, why? My question will be, why do you need GPT-3? GPT-3 is coming with a cost. Why are you not working with the GPT-2? It is free of cost, and I'm telling you, I have tried this one. Basically, we are from the industry, and with our industry ID, if I try to approach Microsoft, they will obviously say that no, it is not possible. For the student, like suppose here, meet us here, if these people they are trying to reach out to them, they can say, I can give you a beta version. They can give you that. But to me, what we have done, we have tried with GPT-2, our problem is solved, and even we can do the development on top of that. So GPT, what? Like suppose if I am very, it is giving me the prediction, I am very good or bad or those kind of prediction it is giving. So those things we are able to implement with GPT-2, but not with GPT-3. It will take time, I feel so. Yes. Next question.
Yes, sir. Next is from Maharshi Prajapati. To how much extent is AI vulnerable to cyber threats? Are such issues taken care when building an AI or ML projects?
Yes, this is a very good question. Cyber security is a tough one. So many people are trying to do this thing, and I will say that hopefully it can do it. Like many mails we are getting, like in the Gmails also, if you get it to the spam emails, this is one kind of cyber security. It is they are working on it, and this is on the Gmail. You will not see many things. If you go to the industry,
Sir, your voice has been lowered down. We are not.
Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay, sure. Please tell me.
Yes, sir. Another question is in chat box itself. That is from Bhunesh Siamwala.
Okay. In future, AI must be a lot demand, but which field is it has most? See, this is the medical domain, I will say. In future, we can reduce cybercrime with the help of. Yes, obviously, we are trying into working on this. Like today, let me give you one example. If you have gone through that vaccine this booking slot, so anyone can crack that code. But on top of, if you are putting some AI algorithm, some randomization, if you are doing, so no one can break that one. So I don't know why they have not introduced those kind of things there. So we in our industry we are doing those things. Why use Python in this okay, this is the simple thing. I was telling you that this is the interpreter language. Like in Python, you can write it a equals to 1:10. So it is like it is assigning that value. For C++, what you have to do? You have to write it like, okay, for I equals to 1 to 10, like that you have to do it. Like so many lines you have to write. So that's why Python is useful. What are the advantages of AI for mechanical engineering? See, mechanical engineering, I will say that multiple things. Like if you see the kind of motors, how the motor will work. So kind of understanding how to put the pressure. Like if you are building some. I will say car manufacturing. So in the car manufacturing, what amount of pressure you should put. So those things, if you go see some of the videos from the car making industry, so they are using humans. So that can be replaced by some AI mechanical engineering. So those things you can try it. Okay, so what is the blockchain? This I can't answer you this moment. Okay, relation is vast relation is there. It will take you. Blockchain is a huge one. So this I am not answering you. History of AI. History of AI. What I can say. See, AI means programming. Like I will say that if you take history. History-wise, it has started means long back, and in that way, like in the AI itself, like if you see, people used to work on the statistics. I was giving one example now, the revenue prediction, and in the statistics, what we used to do, like it was able to predict like kind of a what will be the revenue next as a human. Then it will start it with mathematical things. So that's how the AI came into the picture. Now we are working on the machine learning with programming language. We are automating those things. So that's how I will say that the AI came into. Like if you see neural networks, it was developed in 1980. But we are able to use this. Why? Because it's due to the help of GPUs, due to the help of NVIDIA GPUs. Otherwise, one example I was showing you, suppose 100 cross 100, and we have to do that neural network. It will not be possible. Okay. Any more question, Nishya?
Yes, sir. There's a question from Rana Shivam. He's asking, in our daily lives, how AI is useful, and is AI 100% accurate?
No, AI can't be 100% accurate. So that's why it is AI, it is called artificial intelligence. Even intelligence also is not 100% accurate. Where it is used, like if you see, if you're using Alexa, so that is an AI product. If you're using your phone, using your Siri, so that is an AI product. So suppose like on the road, like when I go out for driving, I can see on the road in Electronic City, the traffic signal is automatically maintained. Like that is not a number specific, that is with respect to having some intelligence. So how much it will be there. So there are many things that spread out AI product. Like few of the example I was telling you that on the, I will say that on the robot, mopping robot, this kind of thing, the AI is there. Yeah, yes, I will say that IoT typing also so IoT is a kind of a part of robotics, I will say. It's a part. So it's kind of a, like, if you see in that presentation when I was showing you, I have not given this IoT thing. So here if you see, here it will come, one part is the IoT. So it is required. Like if you see the Tesla car movement, so that is what, like, it is making the integration of this, where it is getting integrated. Okay. I take that, I am not sure. Okay, Nidhi, any more question there in the YouTube?
So the question we had above from Vrund Patel, we have cleared it out, and it's like Bob and Alice are two artificial intelligence of Facebook, and they talk each other in their own language. For this reason, Facebook shut down both AI. If Facebook doesn't shut down them, what problem we might face?
So this thing actually I am also not getting clear, the question part itself. So that's why I told him this question. Talking to
Yes,
each other.
sir.
So this part is this question is not getting clear to me.
Okay, sir, no problem. We are having a last question from Prince Patel. He's asking, can you give a brief introduction of Turing Test in AI? I heard that is more popular in AI world, so I ask.
Turing Test, no dear, that I also have to Google it. Okay, so what are the types of machine learning? So I was telling you here, so image processing, NLP and time series. Yes. Yes, Nishi. Any more question?
No, sir. We are done. Sir, just a second.
Because sir, both AI, robotics build new language. Hopefully. Yes.
Okay. So I could request all the participants to please fill the feedback form. The link is pasted in your chat box. And now I would like to invite Meet Patel, Chairperson of Robotics and Automation Society, to thank Mr. Soumik Bhattacharyya. Yes, Meet.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Meet, you are audible.
Thank you, sir, for joining us today. Your skills and experience not just inspire me, but also so many others to work harder and better to be innovative in our technical skills. I sincerely would like to thank Dr. Himanshu Soni, sir, the principal of GCET Patel College of Engineering and Technology, and entire organizing committee to make this event possible. I would like to thank all our participants to stick around and for making this session a success. Once again, I would like to thank Soumik sir for taking time out to talk to us and delivering such an fruitful session. Now I would like to present a token of appreciation on behalf of our IEEE GCET student branch.
Now I would like to request every participants to turn on their video so we can have a screenshot. Everyone is requested to turn on your video. Okay. Okay, thank you everyone. You can turn off your videos. So now we have come to an end of this webinar. I hope we all have learned so many things today during the session. Thank you for giving us your time, sir. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you soon, everyone. So now we can conclude.
Yeah, thank you, Nishi, and thank you, Mit, for a wonderful session. Thank you, everyone, joining the session.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for sparing your time.
Sure, it's my pleasure, Mint.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.